Hi, and welcome to today's version of Cowboys Chats from the Car. I'm your host, Ben Grimaldi. What is going on, Cowboys Nation? And today we had Jerry Jones talking on 103.5 The Fan, his weekly appearance. And since there's no game or practice to behold, we'll go a little bit on what Jerry Jones said. One of them being that Jason Garrett is not a yes man. And for those who really pay attention, this comes as no shock. There are a lot of dense people out there in Cowboys Nation who truly believe that Garrett is Jones's puppet, and he listens to whatever he says, and he's a fraud of a head coach because of that. And I've been saying for years, nothing could be further from the truth. Jason Garrett is not a puppet. He's not a yes man for Jerry Jones. What Garrett is he's confident in who he is as a coach, and he has zero ego when it comes to taking credit for things. He kind of lets Jerry Jones go off on his tangents and talk and do his radio shows, and even if he wants to take a little credit for what's going on with the Cowboys, Garrett doesn't care. Garrett cares about what's going on the field, and he cares about the performance of his team and building the team. So it's not something that Garrett cares about when Jones has his own talk show or when Jones is railing about something through the media. Jason Garrett cares about winning football games and the well-being of the Dallas Cowboys. He's not a puppet. He's not a yes man. Jason Garrett is Jason Garrett, and he believes in what he believes in, and he's a pretty good coach. So it's nothing like some people would have you believe that Garrett's a yes man or a puppet. Jerry Jones confirmed he's not. I mean, it's not going to make anybody else believers in Jason Garrett if you don't believe already. That's just the way it is. But he is not a yes man. He is not a puppet. He's a really good football coach who doesn't let his ego get in the way of working with Jerry Jones. And that's one of the reasons the Cowboys' job is extremely difficult to do. You have to get along with Jones. You have to let him do what he wants to do without allowing it to seep into your football team. And Garrett is a mastermind of just letting that happen. So he's the reason. That's the reason he's one of the reasons he's one of the Cowboys, been the Cowboys head coach for so long, because he can work with Jerry Jones, and he kind of lets all that stuff stay on the periphery, and he focuses on the football aspect of it. He also got into contract talk with Amari Cooper. And he says Amari Cooper is going to be a Cowboy for a long time. He wants Cooper to finish his career as a Dallas Cowboy in the Dallas Cowboys uniform. And that's a very distinct possibility. I mean, Cooper's pretty young, so it's not like this is an easy thing to say, but it just reinforces the fact that Cooper is going to be re-signed by the Dallas Cowboys. I don't see there's any way that he does not get re-signed by the Cowboys, unless he's just asking for way too much and the Cowboys aren't going to acquiesce, and that's the Stephen Jones thing more than it is a Jerry Jones thing. But it feels like Jerry Jones wants him, so Amari Cooper is going to be here to stay for the Cowboys. And lastly, about the Cowboys and why they were able to beat the Eagles so handily, and he said there was an energy about the Cowboys, and he kind of let the cat out of the bag that the Cowboys, he felt, had a little bit of an edge because of Doug Peterson's comments. And I find that interesting because a lot of people said it had nothing to do with it and we want to win. But, Ezekiel Elliott was very forceful in saying, we don't care what Peterson says. And Tank Lawrence said what he said. He said, hey, he doesn't have to play. Let's get his butt on the field and we'll see what happens. And the Cowboys did their talking on the field. But their actions kind of say something different. It says more to the fact that what Jerry Jones is saying is, hey, I've been criticized and I know what it's like to put that bulletin board material up. And he felt like Doug Peterson put bulletin board material up, and some of the Cowboys took it personally, especially Tank Lawrence, and it felt like Ezekiel Elliott, because I felt like he had the best game of his season against the Eagles. He ran with more authority and force, and he had a little bit more life. So Doug Peterson should have a lesson learned. He stoked the Cowboys' fires. Jones thinks it worked for the Cowboys this week. So, if you didn't think it was a big deal, Jerry Jones kind of thinks it was a big deal, and it feels like it was a big deal to the Cowboys players as well. All right, so that's it with Tuesdays with Jerry Jones. You can catch me on Twitter at Ben Grimaldi. Find me writing for the Cowboys Wire and CowboysNation.com. This has been Ben Grimaldi for Cowboys Chats from the Car. Thanks, guys.